Hello everyone, and welcome to the Speculative Wildlife Research Center. We are back to our festive season, and while this is a season of joy and celebration, it is also a time of cold in many parts of the world. So what better way to begin this time for the channel than taking a look at the Abominable Snowman? No, not the Yeti. While the Yeti is a mythical being from Tibetan folklore, the Abominable Snowman is a more Western-influenced, Bigfoot-type creature, which has evolved into basically a monster archetype common to snowy regions and wintry landscapes in fiction. So it should be really fun to see what it could be like as a real living animal. But before we begin, if you are still looking for a gift for a special someone, maybe consider getting them dumplings. I've been playing this game and having such a fun time with it. In it, you get to almost experience the evolution of a natural world in an absolutely wacky manner, with each turn changing the rules of the game as you play traits to improve your game and gain points while screwing over the other players. Just like in nature. So if you are looking for something fun to do during the holidays or for an interesting gift, use this link to go check out their wares, and you can use code SPECULATIVE to get a 5% discount on checkout. And now, without further ado, let's get started. Out there in the world, many mysterious creatures make their home, living far from the eyes of most of civilization, known only to the people that live close enough to witness their natural lives. One of these creatures has only become known to the world in the last century, despite being a large mammal that has been known for a long time to the locals, the Anthropoides nivalis, sometimes mistakenly known as the Yeti, but most commonly known as the snowman. These large primates evolved from Paradolichopithecus, an ancient Eurasian Cercopithecine monkey, from which they diverged around 2 million years ago, as some populations migrated towards the Himalayas. Ever since they reached these colder areas, the ancestors of the snowman... Wait, did I really name this one the same as the other snowman? The ancestors of the Asian snowman, also known as the Abominable Snowman due to a mistranslation, adapted to the cold environment by developing a much larger, stout body which helped them retain heat, aided by their long, dense fur, common features to many animals present in colder climates. This larger size also allowed them to dissuade potential predators, allowing modern snowmen to become the unchallenged rulers of the Himalayas. Virtually untouchable, bearing attacks from large predators we will meet at a later time. Their adaptations to bipedality, already present in its lowland ancestors, give them a greater reach when foraging among the trees, and their strong hind limbs help them stay upright despite their large size. Their feet have become larger and wider than those of closely related primates, their toes spreading out as they walk to help them move through the snow without sinking. During the winter months, snowmen will remain in the snowy peaks, feeding on whatever they can find to survive. Their very strong arms and torso will help them dig around the snow and soil in order to find whichever vegetable matter remains under the frozen landscape. That said, most of their diet during this season will consist of bark, to which they have adapted by developing strong jaws equipped with large blocky teeth, perfect for grinding this hard vegetable matter, as well as a very large gut in order to properly digest it. As soon as spring arrives in this region, the snowmen will leave the peaks of the mountains and walk towards lower altitudes, where they will find much more fertile soil and a warmer climate, in which highly nutritious plant shoots and fruit can be found. While they are hardly adapted to an active predatory lifestyle, especially given their white coloration, the snowmen will also find a lot of available prey in the warmer foothills, being able to catch the occasional herbivore or even fresh carrion to supplement their diet. That way, they will develop enough fat to help them survive during the winter months and its lackluster diet. This, however, will not only present a chance for the snowmen to eat, but also to socialize. Aside from temporary family groups, formed whenever two snowmen are caring for their young, these primates usually live solitary lives, only meeting during spring and summer in order to find a couple and mate. Most communication between snowmen is made through facial expressions, and their faces are bared to facilitate this. One of the most interesting aspects of their external appearance is their seemingly bluish skin, almost unique among mammals. While their skin is grey, like that of many primates, the cold climate they live in promotes the synthesis of collagen, which will form fibrils along the snowman's skin. These fibrils are known to scatter light, thus giving these primates their bluish hue. During courtship, males will smack their lips and show their teeth, common monkey courting behavior, in order to signal their intentions to females. Once this tactic is successful, and let's be honest, how could it possibly fail? The two will mate and stay together afterwards in order to improve their baby's chances. Pregnancy will last most of the year, and by the time the parents return to the foothills during their second spring, the young snowman will be ready to begin eating and hunting by itself, after which the parents will part ways. When they are young, the snowmen have a grayish-brown coat that helps them blend in with the vegetation during the warmer months. But as soon as winter returns and the snowmen go back to the heights, young ones will begin developing their characteristic white coat, which will hide them in their snowy habitat for the rest of the year. And that's it for Speculative Biology look into the Abominable Snowman. Now, as mentioned at the beginning, there is some confusion between the legendary Yeti of the Himalayas and the modern idea of this large ape, particularly in the field of cryptozoology. In reality, the Yeti has little description, but its depictions show it as a very different type of animal to the modern ape-like snowman. Once the image of the snowman as a Bigfoot-type being became codified, it was reported as being dark in coloration, likely as a result of it being based on sightings of bears in the area, before modern culture decided to make it white because, hey, it lives in the snow, so it's white. It's just basic ice-type design. As a compromise, I gave this snowman both of its colorations, the brown fur associated with the cryptid and the white coat seen in popular culture. Its name, as a suggestion from our patrons, was taken from that given to the Yeti/Snowman by Bernard Heuvelmans, considered to be the father of cryptozoology, upon describing this potential unknown species. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and do tell us if you'd like to see a more classic mythological Yeti down the line. And now the end of the episode is closing in, so let's take a look at some of our community's awesome art. Like this meme depicting the first contact between humans and dwarves by That One Reaper, which I now declare canon. And surely enough, the ultimate battle between good and good, as our Spec Evo Superman fights our Spec Evo Goku in this drawing by the awesome Shattered Reality. And of course, here's a thank you to everyone who wanted to see this episode, and I'm including everyone who wanted to see the Abominable Snowman, the Yeti, or some of its modern versions. And also big thanks to our patrons and channel members for their support. Remember, you too can join in if you want to support our channel, and you will get some nice bonuses too, like seeing all of our creatures and videos ahead of time and helping mold them into shape. Or you can also like, subscribe, or write a comment telling me any type of creature you would like to see get the Spec Evo treatment. Any of those really help the channel a lot. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time on the Speculative Wildlife Research Center.